P4 lines in the plane. Alright, so we've got, the slope formula, point slope form, slope intercept form, general form, vertical and horizontal lines, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, all the things. That all goes in this section. So, starting with number 4, find the slope of the line through the pair of points. So, they give you -2, 1, and 5, -3. So slope is going to be y2, -3, minus y1 is 1, over x2, 5, minus -2, which is going to be +2. So that's going to be -4 over 7. So we have a -4 over 7 slope.
So does it matter?
Which points 1 and 2? No.
Okay. It's just like the standard is.
I just
second.
Whatever I'm feeling that day.
She gets this question a lot.
I do every time.
It just, for me, I think I would throw myself off if I did the second one first.
Ryan, why didn't you take those home? Why didn't you take those home? You're the manager.
The carrots.
Oh. I
feel like you could probably safely dump the carrots
Oh man, may I?
Oh my God.
and take the container home.
Riley, I'm curious. How bad is it?
Those can never come back. I saw it
How
on the
bad is
desk.
it?
I'm thinking she's talking about the water.
I know, it was
bottles.
left over the weekend. They're now over a week old.
Actually, for your information, I did take
Okay, good.
I know, I was like, I'm pretty sure they did go home.
Exactly. First and second of all, how is that my job?
They were just cooking around the corner.
They look like someone took the powdered sugar and just sprinkled.
They were left so Smooches had something to eat for the weekend,
Yeah.
so he wouldn't go hungry.
Yeah, got it.
You're so kind, right?
The sloth, for anyone wondering. Okay. Find the value of x or y so that the line through the pair of points has the given slope. So basically, they're giving us 2 points, but it's either giving us like an x or a y that hasn't been like solved for, and so we're doing like the opposite. They're giving us the slope to solve it. So 8, we've got -2, 3, and 4y, and they told us that our slope is -3. So we just set it up like we would do slope for the 2 points, set it equal to the slope value, and just solve it out until we get y. Come back. So then it's y minus 3 over 4 minus a negative, so plus 2 is equal to -3. So this is going to be a 6 on the bottom. So just to try to save as much writing as possible. I've got y minus 3 is equal to, this is going to be 6 times -3, so -18. And then add 3, y is equal to -15. And so if you plugged in -15 for y, you would get the slope of -3 if you were to resolve it. Alright, so that's one with y, which is probably the easiest ones because y is already on top, so I'm going to go through and do one that's x as well, so that way you've seen it. So number 10, -8, -2, and x2, and a slope of 1/2. So we set it up the same way. 2 minus the -2, so plus 2, over x minus negative, so plus 8, is equal to 1/2. So there's a couple ways you can solve this. Try to focus this out a little better. Getting You can either multiply both sides by x plus 8, and then I wouldn't distribute. If you want to make your life harder, you can distribute and solve it out, blah, 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 you know, all the things, get back to x equals whatever. The other option, if you're like, I don't like it on the bottom like that, we can flip both fractions. So as long as we flip both, it's going to give you the equivalent. So what I can do then is x plus 8 over, that's 4, is equal to 2. So then x plus 8 is equal to 8. So then x is equal to 0. So that's the method if you were to flip them. If you want to see the other one, just for a reference, you could have instead come over here and done 4 is equal to 1/2 times x plus 8. At this point then, I would not distribute this through unless you want to make a lot more work for yourself. I would go ahead and multiply by 2. Okay, so then at that point I'm multiplying by 2, gives me 8 is equal to x plus 8, x is equal to 0. So totally your preference. If you do distribute, nothing wrong with it, just adds a couple more steps that you don't need. So you can pick your favorite method. I don't care. It's whatever you're feeling. But I wanted to show you both so that you'd seen it. Any questions about those? All right, find a point slope form equation of the line through the point with the given slope. So it wants the point slope form, so all we have to do is set it up. Okay, you don't have to do anything crazy with it. So 12 gives us the point -4, 3, and a slope of -2/3. Now, I'm not sure in the notes how I explained it, but typically point slope form, what you've seen before, is going to be y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x2. I'm pretty sure this is how this book does it. I'm going to go ahead and show you the formula that the calculus book uses so that you've seen it, and technically it's going to be the formula that their answers will be in when you get to calculus, so I just want you to see it. I would take it either way if you gave it in this one or the one that the calculus book uses, which is y is equal to m times x minus, this is supposed to be x1, not x2, minus x1 and then plus y1. So they go ahead and add it over like that. Those are both technically considered in point slope form. Most of the time I use the top one, but that's my preferred one right there. But, you know, alas, the calculus book has to do something different. Did you have a question, or were you trying to tell me about the X one? Okay. All right, so I'm going to use the top one because I'm pretty sure that's the formula that your book uses, but I just wanted you to be aware of that those are the same thing. So y minus 3 is equal to -2/3 times x plus 4, 'cause minus negative. And so that's all that you need to do for those because it wants it left in point slope form. The next ones are general form equations. So they give you 2 points, so we're going to need to find the slope, put it in point slope, and then just move it over to where it's supposed to be. Point slope will pretty much get you any line that you ever need written, and then it just requires you to move some stuff around. So 16, -3, -8, and 4, -1. So slope, -1 plus 8 over 4 plus 3. 7 over 7, or 1. So then set up point slope form. So which point do y'all want to use, the first one or the second one? Because it doesn't matter. First one. All right. So y is going to be plus 8 because it's minus negative is equal to 1 times x minus negative, so plus 3. So in this case, because it wants it in general form, I am going to need to multiply that through. I'm going to go ahead and move this 8 over as well, just because I'm ultimately going to need my numbers on that side anyways. So y equals x plus 3 minus 8. General form is ax plus by is equal to c. So I need to move my x to the left. So I'm going to have negative x plus y is equal to negative 5. And that's in general form. Or you've probably heard me call it before standard form. That's what the Algebra 2 book usually said was standard form. Number 20, so same instructions. We've got 4, negative 1, and 4, 5. So slope 5 plus 1 over 4 minus 4. So that's 6 over 0. What happens to that? It's undefined. So what kind of line is it going to be then if it's undefined? Vertical. So it's going to be x is equal to 4 is my line. Alright, I know we're kind of flying through this, but they have one more to do, hopefully before the bell rings. Find an equation for the line passing through a point parallel to the given line and then one perpendicular to the given line. And it says to support your work graphically. I don't really care about that part, but I trust that you can graph a line and could show it if it was requested of you. So 42, negative 2, 3, and then the line y is equal to negative 2x plus 4. So I need a line that's parallel and one that's perpendicular. So what do we know about parallel lines? Like, what do we know about their slopes? Same slope. So my slope for this one is going to be what? For the parallel one? Negative 2. Okay, and it wants it through this given point. Okay, so we're going to use this slope and this point to do it. So y minus 3 is equal to negative 2 times x minus negative, so plus 2. Technically, it doesn't specify. You could leave it here as your equation of your line. This is a legitimate equation of a line. In calculus, they would never go past this point other than maybe moving this 3 over to the other side. Okay? But if you wanted to, you could do y is equal to negative 2x minus 4 plus 3, or y is equal to negative 2x minus 1, which going to slope-intercept form is going to verify that you really did, in fact, have a parallel line if you were worried about it. So I'll take it either way. In the past, it would tell you you have to go to this form. It does not specify. Just pick your favorite. You can put it in general form for all I care. Perpendicular, what do we know about their slopes? Yep, so what is it going to be for this one? 1 over 2. So same thing, y minus 3 is equal to 1/2 times x plus 2. Again, you could leave it here, or you can multiply it through if you are so inclined. Y equals 1/2 x plus 1 plus 3. So y is equal to 1/2, whoa, come back. 1/2 x plus 4. And so that would take care of both of those. All right, so your problems are going to be 3 through 25, every other odd. And then also number 41. So I am going to have you do this like for Thursday just because we don't have class tomorrow. And since these are still like prerequisite chapters, I don't want us to like get behind. I'd rather us be able to spend more time on the other stuff. So